Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is not healed specifically. The scripture comes from 1 Peter 4. Christ then, having suffered for us in the flesh, you also arm yourselves with the same mind, because he who suffered in the flesh finished with sin, no longer in the desires of men, but in the will of God, to live the rest of the time in the flesh. For the time has sufficiently passed to have carried out the will of the nations, having walked in licentiousness, lust, excessives of wines, revelings, and drinking bouts, and unlawful idolatries. Whoo, that was a tongue twister for your girl. Okay, so here's what this is for. So for somebody, you are in a position where God is healing you. However, it could be a situation where there are other people that are looking at you and they know that God is healing you. They know that you're going through a healing process. 9 out of 10, this is either because you have stated that God is healing you, or if it's a situation where they know that you just went through something. Sorry, my foot was itching. That God had to heal you from. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can see, just like how that just happened. Like how y'all can see me move real quick, but y'all don't really know what's going on. But y'all see me move real quick, and I just say, my foot is itching. So, you know what I'm saying? Just like you can see, obviously my hair is itching. Anyways, for somebody, it's kind of like they can tell you healing, but they don't understand your healing process, because your healing process is specific to you and it's not going to be like theirs. And for some of you, from other people looking at you, they think that you're done healing, but you're not healed all the way. Not specifically. You are healed to what their standard is. You're healed from their perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all looking at me, you know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have moved, you wouldn't have even known that my foot was itching. If I don't scratch my head, you wouldn't even know that my hair is itching. So I just feel like for whoever this is for other people, when they look at you, they think you healed, but you're not healed. They don't know what you went through. And even if they personally have went through something similar to what you went through, it does not mean that you are going to heal the way that they heal, because you're like, even your experiences before that are different. Your experiences after that are going to be different. Your life is not going to be the exact same, a duplicate of somebody else's. No matter, even if you were to try to make your life a duplicate of someone else's, it's not going to be that. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to your parents, you know what I'm saying? At my age right now, my life is not anywhere near the way that my parents lived their life, because I believe they already had a house by the time they were my age, just to be real. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a situation where my life is the same. And my life, like, it's not a situation where I cannot compare myself to them. I cannot compare myself to someone that may have had a child at a different age than me. I cannot compare myself to someone that may have gotten married before or after the time I got married. I cannot compare myself to someone that may have had more schooling or less schooling than me. I cannot compare myself to someone that is in a different job, like they have a different job than the job that I have. They have a different life purpose than I have. It, like, in reality, I just feel like, no, like, you are not comparable. Your healing is different than what their healing is. What you have to be healed from is different. Even if y'all had a similar trauma, your trauma is going to be different from somebody else. Now, even if somebody had the same trauma as me, Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody touched them. Somebody assaulted them at a young age. I've talked about this before. When I was 7. I was 7 and I was assaulted, and it happened for years. And some people, you know what I'm saying? They say that it happened to them too. Their healing is not going to be the same as mine because it may have been a different situation for them. It may have happened differently. You know what I'm saying? Different. It just depends on the person. Different people handle things differently. There are some people that they completely don't even remember when something like that happens to them. They don't even remember what happened. And then there are some people that remember, like me, I remember everything. It's not a situation. I didn't black out. I didn't forget. And this has been repeating occurrence for me. When situations of trauma happen, I don't forget. It's not a situation where I go through trauma, foot itching again. I go through trauma and I forget that I went through trauma. Or I'm not able to remember what happened. Or I forget who did it. Or I forget why. And I forget. No, I remember everything. Even when it come down to my car accident, some people are shocked that I was up the whole time. I did not get knocked out. I saw everything. I saw the lady run into the little orange thing. I saw her tire go up the side of it. I saw her flying in the air. I saw her hit my car. I was awake while my car was rolling. I was awake when my car slammed into the cement. I was awake when the people ran to my car, when they had to bring the jaws of life to cut my car open. I was awake when they put out the fire. I was awake when I told them, get my baby first. I was awake when they had to yank me out of there and rip my foot to get me from underneath the engine. I was awake when they pulled me across. They had to drag me across. I tried to walk. I was trying to walk, but I couldn't. And they had to pick me up and carry me across the freeway. I was awake, sitting there waiting on the ambulance, looking at my car that I had just finished fixing. Completely totaled. I was awake. And some people don't experience that. Some people, they get knocked out. That wasn't my experience. So my healing from that trauma is different than somebody else's. It will be different for me. Anyways, that's the message. God says your healing is not going to be the same as theirs. So they can't sit around trying to come with a ruler and a scale and try to tell you that you should be done healing by this time. And you should be finished by this time. And everything should be good for you by this time. And sometimes people be saying that. And while they talk about you should be healed already, they still not healed from what they went through. They still working on it, okay? They healing just look differently than yours, okay? Just because you are in a healing process doesn't mean everything else in your life stops. And for some people, when you're in a healing process, everything stops. It just depends on the person. And what you went through. And how you personally reacted to what you went through. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.